Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Thank you for being here. This could be allegedly's and do your own research. So I would like to do a spread on Lucille Ball's energy. I was a huge fan of her show. I absolutely loved her show. How could you not? I watched her growing up, as probably many of you did. Her and Carol Burnett and Lily Tomlin, another favorite of mine. I probably hit those other two ladies up too. Anyways, but I've been thinking about Lucille Ball in the last 24 hours for whatever reason. Don't know why, but I'm feeling this is just where the pull is. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do Lucille Ball. She had a reputation as being a control freak, a woman in control 24 hours. Since she was so powerful, she became so incredibly powerful in Hollywood. But there was definitely some, people who were not fans. What are some of the comments I got off core of some famous people? Let's see. Joan Crawford said, quote unquote, and they said, I'm a bitch. Yeah. Let's see. Desi Arnaz said she had been boiling hard from her self-hatred, from her hatred of me. What else? Liz Smith said she was the one rare big star that I was sorry I ever met. Jack Benny said that in 4 days of working with her, it reduced his life expectancy by 10 years. And Richard Burton said that she basically was characterless and lacked humor. So, yeah, so there were people who did not like her at all. Could be the competition, could be the ego blow, so there you go. When you get that big, you're going to have a lot of hate too, so got to keep that in mind, and jealousy, because her level of success was just off the charts. So let's get it. And someone like that is not going to be easygoing. You just don't get to that level by being a whatever person. Flippant and just go with the flow. You just can't be a go with the flow individual to get at that level. It's just not possible. So I'm going to go easy on her, go very easy on her, since I am a fan. And I understand why she had to be that way. It was her name on the line, and it was her comedy, and she made sure everyone did their lines exactly. She wasn't easy on the whole line situation either. She expected people to know what they were supposed to be doing and saying. So she really held people to their art at the level where she was at, I would say. So she had high standards for her show. So let's get some energy on Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball, spirit guides and angels, please be clear. Lucille Ball, Lucille Ball, Lucille Ball, please come in. Let's get some energy on Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball, there we go. Very first one here. We do have, currently now, we have the Magician in reverse. Well, I would say it's because she's on the other side. She's not able to work her magic on this side. She did pass away. So Magician in reverse basically is someone who is a manipulator. She liked to manipulate. So she was a manipulator in order to make her magic work. So she had to be in control, but she would use some manipulation to get the job done as well. It could be read that way, and it also can be read the fact that she's not able to do it. This is sort of a channeling spread, so she's unable to do it. So too bad. We do have here, this is the job position. She could take people who are struggling, and she could change their life in essence here, because now they're no longer suffering. She can employ them and get them out of that whole poverty mindset by quite possibly helping them believe in their own magic, in own sense of humor and their own abilities, I would say. So this is sort of a sense of strength, giving people some strength by hiring them, because she could hire them. And then what we also have here, so yeah, there's going to be some negative cards that's going to come out through her character. So it is saying that she is the Seven of Cups in reverse. So that is someone who, at one time, she had all her cups filled. She was able to choose lots of choices in life. But quite possibly, maybe she didn't feel like she had the choice to do what she did, to be an actress. It was stated that she didn't want her kids to be actors and actresses. She didn't want that for them, and she did say if they had to do it. So quite possibly, this is someone who didn't want to choose that. And this is also gaslighting with the Seven of Cups. So 7 is gaining experience, and in reverse, it is getting clarity. And it also is your isolation ends. You know, she chose what cup she was going to do, which was to be an actress. And basically at that point, it was kind of game up for her because she became big and she got sucked. She was doing so well that she stopped making choices. There was no other choice for her but to keep going, in essence, and that gave her more clarity as to what she was supposed to be doing. So she no longer had any other choices. This was something she needed to push forward because people were reliant on her with this card here, and they did rely on her creating and manifesting as well, even though she's unable to do it now. And she was unable to do it towards the end of her life as well, is kind of what this is saying. So let's get some more cards. So yeah, she didn't want her kids doing it, which is interesting. You know, you find that a lot with a lot of these big stars. And then we have here the 6 of Swords in the reverse position. With the 6 of Swords in the reverse position, she was unable to move on from doing what she did. She had to stay with it, in essence. And that's because there was harmony in it for her. She had a lot of success and a lot of harmony, so she wasn't able to move on from it. She had to stay put with it, and she just had to go with it. So this is kind of reading like why she told her kids if they have to do it, which is kind of interesting that she worded it that way. If they must do it and they have to do it, then okay. So she didn't really want them doing it. She did not want them manifesting it. So I guess because it's so hard, she did say it was so hard, such a hard business. So let's now clarify. Let's clarify this 5 of Pentacles. Let's clarify the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Here we go. And we have here the Page of Cups in reverse. So with the Page of Cups in reverse, this is a child that she didn't want them to do that creative outlet, because upright, that is someone who's going to take that creative outlet and take that new project, take that new relationship, that new creative outlet. She didn't want them doing it. She felt they were too overly sensitive, and that it would be unhappy news for her. It would be very unhappy news for her if they were to get employed as a working actor, is what I'm going to say, because she employed working actors. So I would say that's kind of what that is meaning right there. Now let's clarify the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Let's clarify 7 of Cups. Well, there we go. Wow, 7 of Cups. So yes, so she could not choose anymore because she was doing so well. Just got to stay on course. It wasn't, you know, super loving it, but she stayed on it. She made the absolute most of it. But really what she felt like, it was sort of an ending in some respects with the 10 of Cups. So with the 10 of Cups in reverse, this is the broken marriage and troubles. And due to the occupation, the stress, what it put her through, it broke the marriage. So this happy ending did not happen. It kind of ruined it for her. She probably puts a lot of blame on the industry and not having any options or choices because she became too famous. What else are you going to do? You know, you're not going to go do a normal job after doing that. After you get such a level of fame, you really are trapped, and you know, because of your fame. So that's basically, and she does feel that it broke them. It's just too much fame, too much fame. Let's now get some more, because this is fun. Let's clarify that 10 of Cups in reverse. Clarify the 10 of Cups in reverse. Why are we seeing 10 of Cups in reverse? Let's give me some more. It became too much of a 7 of Wands in the upright position. 7 is gaining experience, because she had to gain a lot of experience and keep going with it. It was always gaining experience. I think when you're in that creative type of outlet of a job, I don't think you ever stop learning, because there's always a new character, new emotions she had to put out there. So there was always something new to learn. There was always challenges. There was always, you know, she had to remain excited and ambitious. And this is sort of a dog-eat-dog kind of card as well. This is battling it out. So there was always battling out to keep that experience, keep gaining experience, to stay on your game, to stay ambitious, to keep the excitement within the business, and publicity, because wands are publicity. So that is what that is saying. So it was constant work to keep the publicity for the show as well. So she had a lot of stress on her. She had so much on her shoulders, is what this is saying with the Seven of Wands. So, you know, I can't blame her. I really can't. And, you know, it is defiance and victory. It is a defiant and victory card, and she won. She did win. Even though it broke her marriage, and it was difficult, and she couldn't choose another path because of her level of fame, you know, she did win. She did win. She realizes she was victorious. She does realize that. She was totally victorious. So, you know, that's the way it goes. Let's get some more on the kids here. The Page of Cups. Page of Cups, clarify the Page of Cups on her children. Page of Cups on her children. And here we've got two cards here. She wanted them to push forward. She wanted them, there was the battle of the wills with her kids. So there was a little bit of that going on, naturally. That's probably with any kids you're raising. And she tried to make things fair and justified and balanced with the Justice card. So she wanted to have that intellectual, you know, fairness between them. She did her best with them to keep them on course with their life path and what they wanted to do. Keep the ambition and push forward. Pick what you want to do. Yeah, we have a little bit of a battle of the wills, but just keep pushing forward with yourself and things will probably work out for you. So she was pretty ambitious with them finding themselves, I would say. She was not pushy with them going in the entertainment business. She wanted them to have their true self. And, you know, even though there was the battle of the wills with the teenage years and probably when they were even younger. So, yeah, it's, you know, it's a victory. She wanted them to win in life. She wanted advancement for them. And she wanted them to be warriors out in the world within whatever it is they chose for themselves. And she wanted that cause and effect. If you work hard enough and you push yourself, that cause and effect will come into play and you will be successful too, like I found success, is what I see with this here. So that is basically what that is saying for her kids. So she really wanted them to be themselves. She didn't necessarily, which is nice, she didn't want them necessarily to be her, you know, and so that's not a narcissist trait, not at all, you know, so that's nice, you know, allowing them to be themselves. Let's get the Six of Swords here. Six of Swords. Let's clarify the Six of Swords. There we go. I got two here. And what do I have here? I have here the Hangman. I have the Hangman in the upright position. And so that is take a new perspective. She wanted, you know, she knew she wanted, you know, the fact that she could not leave the situation. She was kind of trapped in the situation. She tried to take a new perspective. She tried taking new options. You know, we got this crossroads here. She would try to take crossroads to see whatever other roads she can go down to be clever with her humor and within the writing teams, probably her life in general. Try to just grow the tree of life here. You know, grow with the tree of life. Grow with what was happening. You know, she chose it early. She got so successful. She became trapped. So now I've got to make sure that I go inward. You know, I think about how I'm doing things because it's going to have an effect on my growth, on the growth of everyone else, because it is the tree of life. And when you're on a studio set, the people you work with, you're with them for so many hours, such long hours. So this is why she was saying it's so hard. You know, they're on set 10, 14 hours a day sometimes. They become family too. So this is sort of the tree of life. Being with the cast, the crew, people you're working close with, you're spending every day with them. They became like family as well. So that's how I feel about this. And that could end up, if that doesn't go well and you don't take new perspective and think about your actions, what you're going to do and how you're going to plan things, you could end up with the Ten of Wands in reverse. And that could be an ending closure where people say no to you and say, no, I don't want to work for you anymore. I don't want to be part of this family anymore. I'm taking a break and telling you no. So this Ten of Wands also is about having too many responsibilities. And she didn't want people to take a last stand against her and butt up against her and tell her no. So she did have to have a change of attitude on dealing with people at some point in time. She did have to watch herself, is what I'm getting at. So she did have to watch herself, and she did. She tried the best she could with her sharp tongue and being very controlling. So that's interesting. So let's get the Six of Swords Let's clarify the Six of Swords again. Six of Swords. Let's do another one. We also have here, the juggling. And everything was a juggling act. Juggling people, juggling money, juggling, you know, everything. Juggling the steadiness of the show. You know, everything. The physical world, being trustworthy, having people trust her with her decisions. She had everything balancing on her shoulders, literally. Every aspect of the show. So everything was on her shoulders, and it was a huge juggling act. So that's not surprising here. Let's get under the deck. Under the deck, she felt like subconsciously everyone saw her as the Queen of Swords in reverse, which is what we got from some of those other actors that did not like her, you know, like Joan Crawford, who said that, and you thought I was a bitch. So yeah, so with the Queen of Swords in reverse, people did not always see her logical. Sometimes they just saw her as cold, bitter, and cruel. So she did have that nasty temperament at times going on. So that is there. So it's true. It is true. Also, what do I have here in the center of the deck? I have here the Emperor in reverse. So the Emperor in reverse is someone who is totally in control. This is the builder. The builder, this person builds. The Emperor is a builder. And when they're in a good mood, they're a great builder. They build things. They build shows. They build empires. They build comedy. But in reverse, she could be quite inflexible and a dominatrix type personality, just total domination, total control freak. So there's that control freak that the rumors came out. So that is what did happen. That's why she constantly really had to watch herself with the Hangman taking a new perspective. Otherwise, people are going to tell her no. They're going to say, no, I'm not doing this. Nope, taking a break and saying no to you. So that's why she had to really watch that. And, you know, and so that's what that's all saying. So yeah, it's true. She could be very bitter and cold. She could be very dominating. So yeah, that's the nasty side of success, I guess you should say, the nasty side. Yeah, they don't get that big when they're super sweet and passive and nice and delicate flower. You can't be a delicate flower and get to where she got. So it's just not going to happen. Not at all. I got this new deck here from my friend. I'd like to use this. It's so cute. I really like it. So let's get this here. Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball. Let's get some energy on Lucille Ball. Here we go. I got 3 of them. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I got more than 3. Whoa. Okay. So what do I have here? The very first one is photograph. Yeah, she was photographed quite a bit, wasn't she? This is the photograph, looking at your photos, missing you. It's nostalgia. So she did like looking at the nostalgia of all her old works and things that she did. She did go back in time and look at it. She would get very nostalgic. Plus, I would say she was a very photographed woman in the world. And then we also have here addiction. So she was, for some reason, there was some addiction issues surrounding her. Probably, I don't know if it was her or any of her children or who, but there was some addiction surrounding her, which also is codependency, obsession, possession, controlling, and has a block to restraint. So this could be the controlling nature. She had an addiction to being in control as well, and also being nostalgic and being photographed. And she had a heart that she needed to heal. So she had some childhood wounds, I would say, that were not worked on. She had some heartbreak, and she needed some freedom from some of the toxic relationships of addiction. So it's interesting. There is some addiction that was surrounding her. I don't know if she did. And we got the wedding rings. Could have been her husband. Yes. And anyways, this is the wedding ring. This is the marriage right here. So it's looking like there could have been some heavy drinking, probably. I would say back in those days it would be drinking. Yeah. And that's kind of what happens in a marriage falling apart. Could have led to that, I would say, and the stress. So here we go. Let's get some more cards on the roses, under the roses. No, excuse me, regular Lenormand here. Lucille Ball. Let's get some Lucille Ball. Here we go. She was a main signifier. She was a very main signifier in life in general, in everybody's world she came into, any room she came into. I mean, she was like the woman. So she was always, eyes are on her. And then we have here the fish. The fish is money and good fortune. So she had good fortune and good money in life, and she was very much a main signifier female. For a lot of people, anybody that she worked with, she was that woman. So let's get some more. Lucille Ball, Lucille Ball. Oh, she could be a snake within the family. So she could be nasty at home. This is what this is saying. She might have been better on the job, but a bit of a snake in the home. So she could, and could be at work too, because like I said, they were like family. That, you know, hangman, that tree of life, they became family, taking new perspective. She could be kind of very difficult with the snake energy. The snake energy woman is someone who can get pretty darn nasty. You know, they can be sneaky. They can be sneaky. So she liked to be a little bit sneaky at times. Quite possibly, maybe she did some tricks on people for fun and pleasure, you know. But yes, she could definitely be that nasty character. It was in her. It was in her, no doubt. No doubt about it. Can't get like that. So anyways, let's get some more cards here. Lucille Ball, Lucille Ball. Here we go. We have here freedom. She did like the freedom. She liked the freedom of expression more than likely. She loved the freedom of expression. I'm going to say what's at the bottom of the deck, but she did feel some fear. She did have some fear probably of what she was putting out maybe wouldn't have gone over so well. She has to realize that she's testing the resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah, she feared love more than likely. She feared the love, that people would not love her, and that some of her freedoms could have been taken away as well, I would say. I'm feeling that some of her freedom was robbed from her from the level of success that she had. It just kind of came to me just now. So that's what I feel about that. Yeah, it did rob her of some freedom. Because you're always looked at. You're a main, everywhere you go, people looking at you, you know. So here we go. And we have here, yeah, anger and chains. And she did end up having a lot of issues with anger, just like what Desi said. Yeah, she could really go off and really chain herself to anger. And with the chains or handcuffs, when I do handcuffs, that tends to be someone who shuts off their emotions, because there's that such a level of anger, you lose empathy. And so that's not a good trait. So she could lose some empathy when she got super angry, because anytime that handcuff energy comes in from one of my other decks, it definitely is a loss of emotions, or like there's like a lack of feeling and emotions. Sometimes she probably felt she had to do that in order to get control over the sets and what was going on in her personal life, in her private life. She had to use anger. She had to use anger and whip everyone into shape. So she did use that. She did use that part of her personality. Let's get some healing cards. What did she need to know about healing for herself? What did Lucille Ball need to know? What did she need to know? Okay, your response to loss. She needed to learn how to deal with loss better. Learning to deal with, it says here, painful as it is, we all learn in loss. So painful as it is, we all learn in loss. Through this, what have you learned about life and yourself? So she did experience some loss. Not sure who she lost, but she did experience loss. We all do. And through that, she did try to, you know, take it as a learning experience. But she probably suffered from it, from when she would lose someone that she cared about. So she might have been a very passionate woman with anger and control and perfectionism and creativity and her artistry, but she also had to deal with some losses along the way of people that she obviously cared for, and it did affect her because they were like family. Working with so many people became like family, so that would be sort of a loss as well. So she probably lost people who were cameramen and, you know, writers, and who knows. I mean, there's such a big staff of family that you're dealing with. So that is how I will see that. And now let's get a spirit animal. Let's get a spirit animal on her. Let's get Lucille Ball's spirit animal. Lucille Ball's spirit animal. What is her spirit animal? What is her spirit animal? Lucille Ball, come on. What is her spirit animal? What is her spirit animal? I'd like to see the dolphin, but, you know, we'll see. It's going to be something else. We got sugar glider. We got sugar glider and tortoise. But I will go with the sugar glider because that is on top. So what is the sugar glider? The sugar glider is someone who is clever, adventurous, and leap of faith. So yeah, she took a chance. She took a chance on herself. She didn't turn her back on herself and her abilities. She kept pushing forward. So yeah, she's very clever. She's very clever and adventurous. So she's a risk taker, I would say. Very much a risk taker. She took the risk and she gambled and she won. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.